Welcome to Tarpon Springs, the sponge capital of the world and a little piece of Greece tucked away on Florida's Gulf Coast. If you've got only one day to explore, we've got the perfect itinerary for soaking up the sponge history, waterfront views, and amazing Greek food. So let's dive in. Tarpon Springs is located on Florida's Gulf Coast, just about 45 minutes northwest of Tampa and a little over 2 hours from Orlando. So whether you're a local or planning a day trip from Central Florida, it's really easy to get to and totally worth the drive. We kicked off our morning at Sunset Beach. It's a quiet little spot that lives up to its name with soft sand, calm waters, and palm trees swaying in the breeze. It's the kind of place that makes you want to slow down and breathe in the salty air. Sunset Beach is located just a few minutes south of Tarpon Springs Sponge Docks. It's tucked away at the end of Gulf Road and feels like a quiet local favorite. Not overly crowded, but has calm water and soft sand that's perfect for a morning stroll or just relaxing before the day gets busy. This is Sunset Beach, and if you're looking for a peaceful place to start the day and just breathe in the sea air, this is the perfect place to start.
Look at this. Free library.
Yeah, there's like a library here that you can pick up some books before you head out to the beach. Love that. In addition to the free library, there's also a borrow box where you can borrow some sand toys for your day at the beach. We found out that Sunset Beach was built right after the causeway was added in 1926, which transformed it into a peaceful little peninsula that's just perfect for families. It even has a playground, volleyball courts, barbecue grills, restrooms, a boat ramp, and the best part is that parking here is free. And bonus tip, if you want to arrive about an hour before sunset, locals say that it's the best time to grab a bench by the shore and just watch the sky light up. Next, we headed over to the Sponge Docks, which are the heart of Tarpon Springs. This area is full of history, Greek culture, and of course, sponges. Tons and tons of sponges.
Sponges.
Yep, that's a lot of sponges. The streets are lined with shops selling natural sponges, homemade soaps, and plenty of souvenirs. There's several parking lots in the area to park in, some as low as $8. We ended up parking in an all-day parking lot for $12. And the first thing that we did was get in line for the St. Nicholas boat tour. This tour isn't until 1 p.m., but the ticket booth opens at 10:30, and this is the only way to get tickets for the tour. There's no way to reserve online, so you'll want to make sure that you get here early to reserve a spot. If there's enough interest, they will do a second tour later in the day, so if you get here a little later that day, it's still worth checking out. Walking the Sponge Docks is so fascinating. Boats are lined with their sponges drying in the sun, and this one had just returned from a trip and we got to watch as they separated and processed their fresh sponge haul. In 1905, Greek spongers came to Tarpon Springs to develop the world's largest sponge industry and harvested as far south as Key West. Today, Tarpon Springs is still the world's largest sponge producing industry. The Sponge Divers Supply Shop was a really fun and quirky shop. They had sponges in shapes of snowmen, reindeer, and there was this one that they called SpongeBob Marley. They even had the world's only alligator-shaped sponge. The store clerk said that he found it just like this without any modifications. At the Sponge-O-Rama Sponge Factory, you can become a sponge expert after watching this 15-minute historical sponge movie. Browse through their shopping selection and learn about the differences between the types of sponges. Natural sea sponges are great for bathing, car cleaning, and housekeeping use because they don't carry any mold or bacteria. We stopped into Lori's Soaps and Sponges shop, which has some amazing soaps, lotions, shampoos, and of course, a ton of sponges.
Love it. And it even comes with a little
Sponge. How many soaps are you getting?
Just a few. Just a few.
Gee, Minnie.
By this time, we were starving, and if you're in Tarpon Springs, you have to eat Greek food. There's a ton of Greek restaurant options here. However, one of the most iconic spots in Tarpon Springs is Hella's Restaurant. So we just had to give this a try. This is a family-run restaurant that has been around since 1970 and serves traditional Greek dishes right in the heart of the Sponge Docks. The inside feels like you just stepped into a Mediterranean taverna, complete with glowing neon signs that create a warm, lively atmosphere. We ordered the famous flaming saganaki, which comes with a loud opa. And it did not disappoint.
Thank you.
Alright, that was amazing. That was amazing. That was so fun. And if you've never had saganaki before, this is a salty Greek cheese that gets pan-seared until it's golden and bubbly. It's crispy on the edges, gooey in the middle, and ridiculously good. If you've never had this flaming cheese before, this is the place to try it. For our entrees, we got the Hella Zero, which comes with a blend of beef and lamb, served wrapped in pita with sliced onions, tomatoes, and tzatziki sauce. And it was absolutely amazing. Noah ordered the lamb kebab, which comes with flame-broiled lamb, marinated in skewered green peppers, tomatoes, and onions, and finished with an olive oil lemon sauce. It's definitely worth stopping by for a meal here.
That is so good. I would drive 2 hours just to have this. It is that good.
But it doesn't stop there. Attached to the restaurant is Hella's Bakery, and it's just as much of a destination as the restaurant. The cases are packed with everything from flaking baklava and buttery almond cookies to baklava cheesecake and giant slices of layered cakes. Everything is made fresh daily, and it smells amazing the minute you walk in. We had a hard time choosing, and honestly, you can't go wrong with anything here. And we couldn't leave without trying some of the baklava and Greek cannolis. The baklava was some of the best that I've ever had, and it's absolutely worth a visit. After lunch, we started making our way back over to the St. Nicholas boat tour. This boat tour has been in service by the Billers family for over 100 years. The tour is an hour long and costs $18 for adults, $17 for seniors, and $8 for kids aged 6 to 12, and kids under 6 are free. The tour includes a relaxing cruise through the historic sponge docks on the Anclote River with a narrative of the history of sponge diving in Tarpon Springs.
When we cut one loose at the bottom, what's left behind grows back. So it is a renewable resource. A good quality wool sponge like this one here in normal home use could last you several years if you take care of it. What you need to know to take care of a sponge is that a natural sponge will not harbor bacteria on its own, so you don't have to disinfect it.
And the real highlight of the tour is a demonstration of sponge harvesting using traditional diving equipment. You get to watch as a diver suits up in full traditional gear and resurfaces with a live sponge.
You look awesome. It is so cool.
When he's ready to go down, he'll start bumping that knob instead, and he'll sink to the bottom. Alright, now he is walking on the bottom. The divers, when they walk on the bottom out there, will typically walk at about a 45-degree angle to the bottom, on their toes and against the current, pressing forward as they go along.
There he is.
There he is. Now, he's walked out there to shallower water to be able to demonstrate to you how they would work out there in the Gulf. Notice that as he starts to walk along searching for a sponge, he's going to kind of twist his body left to right, side to side. The reason they do that is so he can scan the area around him. Just turning his head inside the helmet doesn't really give enough view of the area he's working, even though he has those little windows on the side. So he kind of twists and turns as he searches for a sponge. So there he's got one. Now the divers, when they're working out there, they'll carry a large net bag with them. What they'll do is they'll take that sponge, place it in the bag. When they get a full bag, they'll signal the lifeline tender. The lifeline tender will pull in all the extra slack on the line. He'll tie an empty bag. The diver will pull that down to him. He'll swap them out, and then they'll pull the full one back to the boat. This way, the diver can work his full time at the bottom without having to go back and forth. That's what makes it so efficient.
If you're looking for one of those unique and authentic sponge diving experiences, this is definitely it. Sea sponges are animals and are simple creatures, just slightly more complex than single-celled organisms. And the sponges that you buy are actually the skeletons of the animal. Sponges are a renewable resource and can be harvested with the remaining sponge able to be regenerated.
Good catch today.
Whoa.
There you go.
Woo.
Look at that. That's leading right there.
We finished our day at Howard Park Beach. Fred Howard Park is a 155-acre golf front gem connected by a mile-long causeway that's even been in movies like John Cusack's film Grace is Gone, and even a National Cadillac commercial. Parking along the causeway and at the beach costs $6 per vehicle, but if you do want to save a few bucks, parking in other areas of the park is free. But if you do this, you will need to walk a mile across the causeway to get to the beach area. You are also able to rent bikes, kayaks, pedal boats, and more here as well. Both Sunset Beach and Fred Howard Beach are beautiful. They do tend to get very busy by the afternoon, so if you want to come by, you want to make sure that you get here early, especially if you want to beat the crowds. Both beaches are known for their spectacular sunsets. However, we were not able to stay that late since we did have some pups to get home to. We had an incredible time and highly recommend visiting Tarpon Springs. If you found any of this information helpful, I would love it if you would hit that like button and subscribe if you would like to see more day trip ideas like this in Central Florida. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to our channel members. You guys help keep this channel going, and I couldn't be more thankful. If you would like to help support what we do here and get exclusive emotes, early access to our videos, and more, click the link in the video description for more details. If you're looking for even more hidden gems in Florida, then you'll want to check out our video on Egmont Key. It's got gun batteries, snorkeling, and a beach that feels like your own private island. Until next time.